So AH is back with a brand new magazine cover trying to point the finger and to say so much hate it's against me. And what's amazing is that while she's pointing the finger, she admits, number one, she has indeed fled the state. She's no longer residing there. She's hiding out in Spain. And on top of that, she is sitting around waiting to see what happens with Aquaman, aka she thinks that she's going to be cut out of the movie completely. Now, another thing that really caught me off guard is the fact that AH, she actually self-owns in this. I mean, she's unaware of it, but she's saying, I want to move on. I want to move forward. Essentially, I want all of the things that I had before the JD case unveiled who I am, while not only recycling arguments, but also recycling imagery. See, the image that's being sold and that Team AH is applauding, it's not a new one. No, this is a 4-year-plus old image. Yeah, we have brand new finger pointing with a brand new cover with an image going back to 2018. The year of the op-ed. You and I, we're going to talk about that today too. Oops, somebody seems to have gotten busted. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. So when I first saw AH was getting new work, I have to admit this really frustrated me. Then after looking up translations to this and really exploring the imagery, the content, context, and on, I realized something. This, number one, is a cell phone. There are so many admissions in this thing she probably doesn't want to put out there, but end up in it. And she's also being forced to recycle imagery from her glory days. The glory days of the op-ed. Yet even starts out on the cover. She wants to tell you how there is so much hate for her. Essentially, all she wants to do is move on and move forward, and yet her arguments and the imagery that she refers to is firmly planted in the past. Now, as far as the content here is concerned, I found this to be especially fascinating. Not just because of the admissions, mind you. I mean, they definitely say a lot, but also because of the approach. I mean, this is a magazine that has featured AH prominently in the past. They want to try to sell her again, but they're afraid, number one, to show her right now, and they're also, number two, afraid to go hard at this and to say what so many others have tried to attack with. I mean, listen to this. Here's how it starts at the bottom. It's been 6 months since JD defeated her in court. He's rightfully so beloved by fans. She's less rightfully still getting insulted by haters after her defeat. Why does only one of them get to move forward from a twisted relationship? And how much influence does the word of a powerful man have against the word of a quote-unquote weird woman? A writer specialized in law and rights tries answering these questions. Now, here is where you get into some of those admissions. And what's interesting about these admissions is how casually they're written out. I mean, these are things that when you think about them, they're really bombshell statements. I mean, they start out, AH, 36 years old. They note she's currently living in Malacoris, Spain. And remember, we found out about that after she had fled the United States for 4 months. She hadn't told anyone about that new residence. In fact, she was pretending to be on this worldwide tour, but it turned out right after the trial, she had not only packed her bags and moved, but she had moved out of the entirety of the United States. After that, they say, after the trial, her career was put on hold, and the actress is waiting to find out. Now, they note if Marvel. They mean if Warner, but they say if Marvel will keep her scenes or replace them in the upcoming movie AQUAMAN, in which she portrays Mira. So they're telling you right here, no job opportunities. This, by the way, isn't a job opportunity either. This is recycled imagery, but no job opportunities, and maybe the biggest thing in her life, that might also get washed away by her hoax. Now, before we get to what the interiors themselves say, I want to point out something about the imagery here. There are two images. You have the one on the front, you have one on the inside, and guess what? Neither of these items is new. See, I get the feeling that the people connected to and the magazine itself never expected anyone to look into the photographs, because when you look into the photographs, you find out they're not from the last few weeks or even months or even years. I mean, we're talking about going all the way back to 2018 for the front photograph. You'll notice it right here. It's part of another photo shoot. This photo shoot is from 2018's In Style, Russia. And when you check into that interior photograph, you know, the one that's the companion piece for all of those admissions, well, you find out it also belongs to another photo shoot. You can see all of the photographs right here. You notice this picture, that's the one that they're utilizing. Yeah, this is from another place, but it is also from 2018. Now, as far as the interiors are concerned, try to pave a way for her to get that career back, maybe return to the United States. And they do this by saying things like, well, there are two truths out there. One truth, it's the judicial truth. The other truth, that's the human truth. Listen to this spin. Not reading everything they have, but I really want you to catch this part here. The double truth. When we're talking about justice, there are always two truths. The judicial truth and the human truth. The judicial one is made up of proceedings, judgments, application of law, and interpretations by judges and juries. The human truth sometimes coincides with the judicial truth, and some other times tells instead a story of unacknowledged injustices and offenses, of power balances that become rulings, of experiences and sufferings that are interpreted in a completely opposite way of the reality of those who suffered, told, and denounced them. The trial of is over. The judicial truth is that she is guilty of defaming her ex-husband. About the human truth, however, it is reasonable to have opinions. In this case, that was a victim of, I'm going to say, accosting, and that she reacted violently to violence. Yeah, apparently these people, they don't understand the judicial truth. The judicial truth saying if she defamed him, then he couldn't have done those things. Instead, she did those things to him. Again, puff pieces that have truth in them is more. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel? Links are in the description. We could always use your help to share this around, make sure everyone sees it. But you being here, biggest help of all. So thank you, appreciate you, and in here, see you soon.